Yeah, the war was terrible. But for pure terror, nothing beats what happened after. You'd have thought the rebels would accept their defeat. But no. When they got home from the front, a lot of them found there wasn't much to go home to. Farms all wrecked, slaves all gone, and worst of all, Negro men with guns standing guard duty over buildings like the Custom House here on Canal Street. And some of them black men trying to get into politics, wearing frock coats and cravats. Set the rebels' teeth on edge, that did. The rebels set to turn the clock back. Well, they would have brought back slavery if they could. So the Republicans in New Orleans and their black allies called a convention here at Mechanics Hall building to rewrite the state constitution, ensuring that it respects the 13th Amendment. Well, the mayor and the police chief, hot-blooded rebels, both of them, they looked the other way while a mob of vigilantes, many of them wearing the old gray uniform, attacks the convention, killing and wounding black and Republican delegates left and right, even as they desperately tried to escape out the windows and through the back of the hall. That was one kind of terror. It gets worse. So the Republicans set up their own Reconstruction, military governors and martial law, the schools for black and white children together. They create a new state militia, half of it black with black officers, and the other half white. It looks like Reconstruction is going to work. But then there's accusations of favoritism, patronage of jobs, scandals, and the Republicans are at each other's throats. Meanwhile, a dangerous insurgency begins to grow. Heck, there ain't but 700 federal troops in the whole state, most of them in New Orleans. 20 times that number of Rebs begin to join these white leagues, calling for white supremacy, right out in the open. Out in the rural parishes, a gang of them would surround any meeting of blacks and Republicans. They'd whoop and holler.
Come out of there! Quit your jobs, we won't kill you!
And then they'd attack anyway. At Colfax in April of '73, the White Leaguers massacred 150 men, maybe more. And they was fishing bodies out of the Red River for weeks after. The White Leaguers launched a coup d'etat, trying to put their own man in the governor's chair. They came rushing down the levee to Jackson Square. They'd seize the armories and steal all the cannons and rifles. Now, what's more, the state militia melts away just like that, into nothing, terrified of being murdered. Well, the Rebs have pretty much got the streets to themselves. Up in Washington, President Grant has seen enough, and he sends 3 regiments of Federals, and they put down this rebellion and start running the show again. But, you know, rule by bayonet ain't going to win you any popularity contests. Well, the folks up north, they say, bring the troops home. Let these people settle their own business. And that's exactly what happened. Once again, in '76, the governor's election is a muddle, both sides claiming victory. Oh, the White Leaguers inaugurate their own man, appoint new judges, and take over all the police stations. And wait. Well, the difference now is the election for the President of these United States is also a mess. So the Republicans in Washington make a deal. They'll get all of Louisiana's electoral votes and put their man, Rutherford B. Hayes, in the White House. As a swap, they'll pull all their troops out of the state and let the White Leagues take over. That's the end of Reconstruction. The Old South gets a new life, at least for another century. When your teachers tell you that this here United States has a 200-odd-year history of democratic government, and that sectarian militias and terrorists and coup d'etats only happen in other countries, You remind them of the sad story of Louisiana and the war after the war.